Over the last 1 decade, we have seen a rise in the economic cooperation and activities from India to Nepal. Would you like to throw some light on this issue?
India and Nepal have enjoyed a close relationship, as I mentioned. And even though India was a developing country and is a developing country, India has always tried within its limits to be able to assist Nepal. Many people don't remember that the first highway in Nepal, which connected Kathmandu to Hitoda and beyond, the King Tribhuvan Expressway, was built by India. People don't remember that a large part of the East-West Highway was built by India in the 60s. The first 6 airports of Nepal, including the Tribhuvan Airport, were built by India in the 50s. The Kosi Barrage was built in 1963. And at that time, it was clear that given the location of the Kosi Barrage, the benefit of irrigation would largely come to India and a small benefit of irrigation only would come to Nepal. But then to compensate Nepal for that, we built the Chhatra Canal, which irrigates about 70,000 hectares of land only in Nepal. And we built the Trishuli Hydel project of 21 megawatts, which is entirely for use in Nepal. So in fact, Kosi was built at a cost of something like 24 crore rupees. And Chhatra and Trishuli were built at a cost of more than 30 crore rupees. The entire funding came from India. So we have always tried to have our cooperation in Nepal because we have believed that this is prosperity cannot be divided, and prosperity is something that has to be shared between the two countries. We cannot have poor people living on one side and rich people living on the other side. This is something that is unstable in the long run, and that is why we have had the strong cooperation that we have even today. In addition to the infrastructure projects like the Bir Hospital or the new trauma center that is coming up now in Kathmandu, we have the Manmohan Adhikari Polytechnic in Biratnagar, which has started functioning last year. There are 144 students now at the Manmohan Adhikari Polytechnic. We have small development projects, which are essentially community development projects. There are nearly 300 such projects taking place in Nepal right now at a cost of more than 24 billion rupees. In addition to that, we have cooperation in the Hydel field. We have cooperation in the health field. We set up eye camps. We have a large number of welfare activities through the pension-paying camps, which distribute pension to more than 100,000 Nepali ex-servicemen. The budget for that runs into more than 800 crores of Indian rupees. We do solar electrification of villages and whole areas. We are building Dharamshala in a place in Muktinath up in the north. So there are a whole range of cooperation activities running across different sectors of education, of health, of women's empowerment, of capacity building, of agriculture, Hydel, and so on.
In that case, Your Excellency, can we not see some cooperation in setting some problems with the power cut right now, which we are all suffering from, and also a concrete reconstruction of the Kosi front?
Well, as I said, I hope that the Kosi work can be completed on schedule. This requires active cooperation from the government of Nepal. We were very concerned when we were told about the kind of power shortages, and I myself, living in Kathmandu, I am subjected to the same power cuts that you are, of 16 hours a day or 18 hours a day at times. I know it's very difficult to live with this kind of power cut, and that is why we responded to the demand made by the government of Nepal for restoration of power supply. As soon as we were able to ensure that the water of Kosi was diverted back to its original channel, we started work on repair of the transmission towers. And by the end of February, we had started giving nearly 50 megawatts of power back to Nepal. even though there are many areas of India which still don't have restoration of the power supply.
Especially in Bihar.
Especially in Bihar. In addition, we also started giving power to both Rajbiraj and Biratnagar, about 2 megawatts each. And there is also 20 megawatts of power that is coming from Tanakpur. So we have tried our level best to try to ensure that Nepal can overcome the current shortage that it is facing. But in the long run, the problem is more severe. And in the long run, what we need to do is to set up some of the hydel projects about which we have been talking for many, many years. We need to see active progress on it, whether it is Saptkoshi, whether it is Mahakali, whether it is Pancheshwar, whether it is Upper Karnali, whether it is Naumure. There are so many of these projects that we have talked about in the past. And there are so many survey licenses that have been given by the government of Nepal to so many companies. But we need to see forward movement on it. And that is the only solution to the power crisis in the long run.
Your Excellency, Nepal and India has had friendship ties over thousands of years. And we have shared mostly on the trade, culture, religion. But of late we have seen that it's the politics between the two countries that has dominated the concern and talks of the people. Will we see some shift or some more focus on the issues that affects the common people's life more?
Nepal and India enjoy a very strong relationship and a very multidimensional relationship. And naturally, therefore, we have the kind of interaction that we have been seeing. In the past also we have had the interaction where politics has dominated at times, but I think it depends upon what is happening in Nepal at that time. I remember when in the 1950s, or early 1950 actually, when King Tribhuvan, he went and took refuge in India. And at that time, that was again a period where politics dominated India-Nepal relationship. During Jan Andolan 1, again politics dominated India-Nepal relationship. And during Jan Andolan 2, again politics has dominated the relationship. But all this time, there has also been a lot of people-to-people contacts, a lot of people-to-people relationship, because this is something that is driven by our shared history and our geographical proximity. So I think that gradually what will happen as Nepal develops and as we are able to move forward together in raising the level of living of the people, and they become more prosperous from trade, from education, they are able to realize their own ambitions, they are able to achieve their own self-actualization goals. I think we will find that there will be less and less of politics and more of just shared human development.
We hope that during your tenure there will be more people-to-people relations strengthened. With this hope, we wish you good luck and goodbye. See you next week, the same time. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
And we have something from our culture, from Nepal culture, which you are very aware of. We managed to get this statue, which is about 20 years old, from a family, from a Newar family in Patan.
Thank you.
Would like to offer this to you. And this is pretty ancient, and I hope this.
Thank you. It is very beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being with us.